chatting is not supported for RTMP channels. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm trying, this is new. I've never used this before. This weekend is literally just a saga of me trying a bunch of new things, because I feel like that's just kind of what you got to do. I feel like it's kind of what you got to do. But basically, yeah, this puts all of my streams together, basically. The sucky thing is it puts all my streams together, but do you have AAA pay-per-view on? I don't. I just got back to my hotel room. I actually really want to order some food, so I actually didn't think about that when I put my phone on. Oh well. I'll grab my iPad in a second. Surprise Wheezy is surprising. Yeah. So yeah, I tried this. I'm trying this new thing. What's sucky is I can't connect TikTok. But if I had my other phone on me, like, wouldn't be an issue. So hello everyone on Twitch. Hello everyone on YouTube. Hello everyone on Facebook. And I think I'm on Instagram, but it won't show me the Instagram chat. I actually really wanted to find my iPad, but I don't know. Oh, it's in my camera bag, which I need to grab anyway. Surprised you're not watching Triple Mania. I know. I was expecting a lot of people to come in and talk about Triple Mania. Yeah, I was. So backstory. I'm not watching. I just try to pull up these arms as if I'm at home. Huh? So I am not watching Triple Mania because I am in Chicago. I don't live in Chicago, but I'm in Chicago, not for UFC. I'm literally not going outside because of that. But I am was at Chicago Fan Expo. So I was at Chicago Fan Expo, and I did a photo op with John Cena today, and I did the Q&A. And it was my first time at this expo. It was my first time, and it was a little crazy. It was my first time also technically being media and press for this event, and it was a learning experience. There's a lot of things I wish I had known. So my experience meeting John Cena, the thing about, I did not see Wells. The thing about these meet and greets or these photo ops is that they're on a pretty strict time schedule. So you get in your line and you have to be there at a specific time. So I was group 8. I can get into that in a little bit. My time was at 11:55. I parked at 11:20. I ran. Oh my God. Hi, Nate. Hello. I don't know if this little doohickey shows me subscriptions or anything also. So that's something I'm going to have to figure out. If I had my iPad or my other phone, I left my other phone at home. Thanks, Don Ruby. Brittany and Dahlia say hi. Hello, Brittany. Hello, Dahlia. I miss you all very much. I miss you guys. I miss everybody. Yes, I know that Triple Mania is on, everybody. I know. I am fully aware. I just got back to my hotel room. I knew that was going to be a thing. It was either I was going to be streaming Triple Mania and all that, or I was going to go to Fan Expo, meet John Cena, and then get back to my hotel room. So I chose meeting John Cena and all that. I'm in Chicago. I was at Chicago Fan Expo today at the Donald Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont. Well, it's technically, we're not really in Chicago. We're in Rosemont, Illinois, is where I am. Niche, hello, Niche. How are you? Thank you for that $10 super chat over on YouTube. It was great chatting with you all weekend. Surprised you are still in Chicago. It was nice talking to you too. Good seeing you. I thought I was gonna drive home. Yeah, I'm not. I didn't drive home. I did not drive home. I will in the morning. Well, I might go to the convention in the morning and then drive home. I'm not totally sure. I really don't feel like fighting traffic again. First Trans Wrestler in TK with history. Happy for Pimpy. Glad she got her moment. I don't really know who that is. I will have to look into that. Jared just happy for... Wait, this chat's moving a little fast. How am I feeling? Hi, Matt. I'm feeling pretty good. I definitely am feeling that I'm older and less active. I will say that. I'm definitely feeling older and less active. My back was... I had to do so much running back and forth today. It was hot out, trying to find where I needed to go. I'm tired. My back hurts. Oh, Paul David Elliott, thank you so much for the $5 super chat over on YouTube. Hi, Wheezy. I'm back, and so is football. The chat writing is doubled over. What do you mean? Do you think we Lions will make it to the Super Bowl this year? You know, I'm so glad you asked that. I'm so glad you asked that question, because I always feel like such a dumb shit when people ask me questions. And there's nothing wrong with you asking this question, right? There's nothing wrong with this question. But I went and saw John Cena's Q&A today, and watching the way that John Cena handles questions and the responses that he had, dude, I'm not saying I'm John Cena. I'm not John Cena. But I felt very seen. The way that he handled the questions, the way that he wasn't afraid to be like, well, you know, I can't really give you an answer of that because I don't really believe in speaking things into existence before they happen. I was like, holy shit. The writing is overlapping a bit though. See, so here's the thing. That's good to know. I cannot see it. These are details that mean absolutely nothing to you, but I am streaming from a app that sends this feed out to multiple different platforms, right? So it's sending it to Twitch, it's sending it to Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So the chat that I put on here was solely so that I could see the chat. I didn't know. And I honestly don't know if I can get rid of it. Looks like I can. Okay, well, how do I do that? Fine. You don't want it? Fine. Show chat view. Well, it's gonna do the same damn thing. Unless this is what was showing. What's the convention like, Wheezy? Was it packed at all? Yes, of course it was. It was insanely packed. Most conventions are. It was really, really, really hard to move around. It was really overwhelming. It was very hot. Everyone was really sweaty. It's nobody's fault. There really was not any WWE merch. So there's the one thing I will say is I would not have, honestly, I probably wouldn't have gone to this particular event if it was not for John Cena. John Cena was the only wrestling person there. He was the only wrestling personality. He was the only wrestling thing. There was no merch really anywhere. Nothing. So a little disappointing. But even so, I will say that all the Wrestle girlies and boys showed up in their cosplays. I have some really good footage. Just joined in how I was meeting Cena. It was fine. It was good. He's I love him so much. Oh my gosh. I just adore him. And yet all of the comments about Triple Mania, I'm not watching Triple Mania for no other reason than I just got back. Did you take the Funko to sign? I didn't because I didn't pay for an autograph. Joshi6023, thank you for the $5 super chat over on YouTube. Thank you guys so much tonight. I appreciate it. It's great to see you doing good and looking healthy. I know it's quick, but I hope you got to cherish the moment meeting Cena. I did. I cried in the Q&A. I did cry in the Q&A. I will say that. Hi, people on Facebook. Holy crap. Carnation, Fophilia, Mateo Robinson. Did I enjoy meeting Cena? Did you see my congratulations on Instagram? I did enjoy meeting Cena. I got a random message and then someone kind of brought this up to me at the convention. I do kind of need everybody to understand that there comes a point in time, and also just kind of with the way that things are right now, there comes a time where I'm just no longer going to be as accessible as I have been in the past, especially as things grow. For not only my safety, but also my sanity. So yeah, a lot of the time I'm not gonna see some things, and even if I do, I try to acknowledge the amount of things that I can, but you know, I'm only one person, and I do the best that I can, but the bigger that I grow and things like that, I really do need to be careful. So who is the one superstar you'd want to meet in the future? Oh gosh, there's so many more than one. I still would I've not that's the thing about these meet and greets. So technically, yes, I've met John Cena, right? Technically. I've shaken his hand. I've stood next to him. There is no time for conversation. It's hi, hello, picture, and gone. I'm never going to overtake up someone's time. So I would love to meet and actually speak to John Cena. I would love to talk to CM Punk. I would love to talk to Bailey. I would love to talk to, oh gosh, who else? There's a lot of people for sure. The tribal chief. Big fan, Hoper. Thank you, Alan. Was there some interesting questions that was asked at the Q&A? There were a lot of questions. We had a lot of little kids that asked some cute questions. It's the way that John Cena answers questions is just masterclass. I love the way that he answers questions. He does not just go along with questions. I will say the one thing about him is I appreciate it about him because I understand. He doesn't overly like praise, the thanks and the praise and the beginnings. It always happens at Q&As, but the beginnings of the questions are always, thank you so much for being here. You're my hero. You're this and this and this. And then people always try to like sneak in a couple more questions. But I didn't cry. No, well, I did in the Q&A. I did in the Q&A just a little bit. Nothing crazy, but you met John Cena. Damn, I can't change titles. What does that mean? A few of the superstars I'd love to meet is Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley, or Dominic Mysterio. I've met Dominic, who I know he has a match on Triple Mania tonight. Yeah. Did you learn anything new or information that you already knew? I learned a lot, actually. I learned a lot. I also have a really shit memory. So I wrote down a lot of stuff. I recorded as much as I could. The one thing about this convention, again, this was my first time having a press pass, and I took that very seriously. Like I dressed professionally. I really wanted to try and get footage that I could use or sell to another outlet. I was gonna try and try my hand at that. They weren't really good at explaining that I could still film at the Q&A. Like, I paid to be there. I don't believe I needed to. It is what it is. It's fine. But I didn't bring my good camera or anything that would have really made a huge difference because I didn't think that I was able to. So clarification, that because John Cena was literally the only panel, the only Q&A thing that I could have gotten any content from. The only one. There was nothing else that would have made sense for me unless I was trying to sell whatever content I got to another outlet. And I was talking to a couple of the other press people there, a couple other media people that were there that work for outlets, and they were there to get footage for the John Cena's Q&A, but they're coming from the angle of John Cena being a movie star and that Peacemaker's coming out. I was the only wrestling fan. So I was talking to the one girl next to me was really cool. That was from Chicago, and she worked for an outlet and was asking me all kinds of wrestling questions. She was awesome. The DBZ American voice actors there. I believe so. Yeah, there were a lot of voice actors, a lot of comics, a lot of really cool merch. It's the only reason I want to go back tomorrow is the floor was emptier tonight, but people were already packing up and leaving. But there were some really, really cool earrings. I also am in the midst of trying to film a video where I'm purchasing gifts for some people you might know. And I was going to do it there. And something ended up happening that made me uncomfortable, and so I ended up leaving. You see Cena at SmackDown and SummerSlam. I actually was thinking, do you keep the press pass or is it turned back into them, or can you keep it as a keepsake? I keep all of mine. Yep, I have a whole collection of my press and content badges. Yep. I even kept my ones from WWE World, and those were just I think those were vendor or something like that. Always somebody at a con there to ruin it for everyone. Yeah, it was a little weird. I overly pay attention to things, but I'm sometimes I'm at places by myself, sometimes I'm not. I will never let you know ahead of time because I made friends while I was there. I met this girl. I adored her. We hit it off really well. But I pay attention to things that happen in details. And there was something happening with a few of the vendors when certain people would walk by. And it's like they were signaling to each other. And it just made me a little uncomfortable, so I skedaddled. Are you going to Comic-Con in New York? You know what? I was going to apply. Because I have a couple friends that really wanted to go to meet George. Oh God, I should know this. The guy that wrote basically Game of Thrones. So, and I loved New York, so I would love to go back. And Comic-Cons, in my opinion, this is nothing against Fan Expo. Comic-Cons just run a little more smoothly than this expo did. How's the food at the convention? Not very good. Not very good. Yesterday I had tacos, lackluster, and then today I had a pulled smoked chicken sandwich, and the chicken literally disintegrated the bun on the bottom. Like, it turned to mush. So it wasn't even a sandwich. I just ate the chicken out of the sandwich and didn't eat the bun. But the barbecue sauce on it was good. That's why I was gonna look at ordering food. You're not into anime or nerd stuff besides wrestling, do you? I would probably be more into it if I had time, but like we've talked about before, I only have time for so many things. The food sucks in some places. Yeah, well, no deep dish. Well, not at the Comic-Con, no. I come to Chicago quite often. Deep dish is not really my thing. But John Cena did say he was going to get some deep dish after he left the convention. Fan Expo seemed overwhelmed this year. Lots of issues labeling the meeting rooms. They weren't even on the map. They weren't even on the map. They weren't even properly on the map. So you couldn't find where it is you were going. And then when you would ask someone where you needed to go, a lot of the time they didn't know, or they would send you in the wrong direction. And that happened to me multiple times, which was very, very frustrating. Because the same thing did happen to me at C2E2 this last year. Got sent on a wild goose chase. I'm coming to Novi in a few weeks. What's the odds you have a watch party or meet and greet? Novi? What does that mean? Coming to Novi in a few weeks. What's the odds you having a watch party or meet and greet? I would not be having a watch party or a meet and greet. Happy Saturday on a Saturday night, and I hope you are doing well. Hi there, you not in front of the computer. That's my first time see you. I usually don't go live on YouTube if I am not at my computer. You are right. You're right. Are you going to SmackDown on September 5th at Allstate? I do not know. Most likely, no. Will I be at Bad Blood? Has it been confirmed that Bad Blood is in Indianapolis? Has that been confirmed? If the answer is yes, then most likely yes. If the answer is no, or it has not been confirmed, then no. I can't say. Aren't you in Michigan? I am not. I am not in Michigan. Wheezy, you think Dom will win the AAA World title tonight? There is no way for me to know. There's no way for me to know. What I can say is that I'm torn on whether I would like him to or not. I love Dom, so it'd be dope, like cool. But also having the WWE Intercontinental, well, both ways. Do you want a WWE guy to be their champion, but also it really helps elevate them, I think, in a way. So it means double-edged one. Potato. Am I going to Survivor Series? I'm going to try my damnedest too. Your bracelets should be here Monday, Tuesday. Yay. I got a couple pictures from people that got theirs. What do you think of WWE buying TNA? Did they completely purchase them? I am not a business person. And I'm not going to pretend that I know how that works or what the pros and cons are, because I don't, and they're truly not a lot of things. They're not things that I think about. So just in what I know, if WWE buying TNA helps it, okay. Your brother wants to meet CM Punk. That's amazing. There's no way in 10 hells that filthy mustache bastard would win that AAA World Championship. He gets it. Have I met new people? I meet new people all the time. Heard they have an option to buy TNA. I don't really operate on I heard. I don't really operate on I heard or did you see, because I don't know where the information is coming from. Was it reported by a reputable source? Was it confirmed by a reputable source? Was it confirmed by a company itself, by a person itself? If the answer to any of those questions are no, I hate coming up with answers for consistent speculation all the time. It's all it is all the time, you know. Have I met Lola Vice? No, I have not. Besides my last world champion, John Cena, who's your favorite wrestler you've met? Damian Priest, The Miz was wonderful. Trish Stratus is a sweetheart. Lita's a sweetheart. Dustin Rhodes, Danhausen, Chris Statlander. I literally would just name off every wrestler I've met because they've all been wonderful to me. They've literally all been wonderful to me. Steph Delander. I look refreshed. Thanks. I'm actually really tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Cop out. It's not really a cop out. I genuinely we don't think the same, T-Mac. We just don't think the same. It's okay. You haven't met Statlander, have you? I have. Yes, I met Statlander when she was champion. Including Sting. I have met Sting. I've met Sting quite a few times. He's great. Kevin Nash is great. Again, Mick Foley is great. Every interaction I've had has been -1, and that wasn't my fault. I didn't do that. That was done to me. I didn't do that. Someone came up to me and was popping off, and I was just doing my job. I was just doing what I was told. They made it into something else. I'm like, my bad. Holy shit. My bad. The only one I really want to meet is Saraya. I've never met her. Wheezy, are you going to collab with Mini Portable again sometime soon? Would love to, but I need to focus on my content, the things that I do on my own, and how I can make that work consistently before I jump into collaborating with a bunch of other people again. I need to Wheezy needs to figure out what Wheezy needs to do before Wheezy starts collaborating with a bunch of people. So I have nothing on the schedule to collaborate with anybody right now. I really need to figure out what I am doing. So I have a whole bunch of ideas down that I need to get recorded and edited. I'm almost done with the SummerSlam vlog. I have a couple things that I am doing just from this con. You're gonna get like a John Cena video. You're gonna get a CM Punk video that relates to WrestleMania and WWE Unreal. Am I going to Clash in Paris? You got Clash in Paris money? No. I can't afford that. I am already in mass amounts of debt trying to chase a dream this year. So we're done. How does it feel being the only one to be able to see John Cena? Wonderful. It's great. It's awesome. You're not watching Triple Mania? I am not right now, no. No, I'm not. Ooh, we're having trouble. Am I not connected to the internet? What's going on? You ever done a podcast with JD from New York? No, I have not. No, I have not. JD and I are two very different personalities and have two completely different minds. We would go in circles all day because everything that he would want to bring up, we would just not see eye to eye on anything, you know? And maybe that's really entertaining for some people. It sounds exhausting to me because he is someone that has very strong views and opinions, and I don't when it comes to subjective shit. I also don't know anything about the business side of things. At least I do, but I don't pretend that and I'm not saying he does this either, but I don't know how to book anything. I don't want to pretend that I know how to book anything. I don't want to pretend that I know how shit works when I don't know how shit works. And I'm not going to put like words in people's mouths that I don't know. Like that's weird. Like that's weird to me. So I also don't like to have full-blown debate topics on hypothetical news and situations. Like, we gotta stop. We have to stop because it's just getting worse. It's just getting worse. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? New York cat lover. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sorry, I can only see so many chats at a time here. Me, him, again to explain. We are very different people. I have a vendetta to meet Drew McIntyre. I was legit working in Stamford, Connecticut, and was staying at the Stamford Marriott for 2 weeks for work. I bumped into him in the lobby with WWE merch on after I walked to the WWE headquarters to take pictures, not even thinking any wrestler would be in town. I was not a stalker, but I low-key think Drew thinks I was. He did take a selfie with me, though. Well, you can't speak for other people. You can't speak for other people. He might not have thought you were a stalker or anything. You never, it's not out of the ordinary. How do you feel about this WWE and ESPN deal? I made a whole video about it on, I believe it's on my Facebook and my Instagram. I don't remember if I posted it to YouTube or not. But I basically just talked about how it's hard in the US, like having so many different platforms to watch so many different things. It's literally like, oh, so we should just have cable again, right? Like, can you actually make the cable that makes sense? Can you just put all of the things on one platform? It's almost like we had this. It's almost like we had this just with different providers. And then you could just like pick the channels you want. Holy shit, crazy, right? Or just, pick the package that has everything you want. It's almost like we had that and we decided, oh no, we don't need this. Let's have these 3 streaming platforms that turned into 20. And then you have to have every single one in order to watch things you want to watch. It's horseshit. It's honestly horseshit. I am tired of it. It's on Instagram. Well, it would be on Facebook too, because everything that goes on Instagram automatically goes on Facebook. What was the atmosphere like at Fan Expo compared to C2E2? C2 is a lot more cosplay heavy, and it's set up because it's at McCormick. It's set up in a way that's just better to do photos and things like that. Deadass, I probably pay about $200 a month for streaming. I need to make cuts. Sling TV needs to get cut. Yeah, I don't pay for too much now. I saw your post where the ceiling material in the hotel was falling on the floor. When I traveled more, I had a carry-on dark light to check the room out. When I checked in, I learned real fast to ask for another room. Everybody told me to ask for another room. I didn't. The reason that I didn't was because of the day that I had. I did not need one more thing. I just didn't need one more thing. I'd already parked in the wrong place. I'd already been lost and in traffic, and it just was a fucking day. It was just a day. And so I was over it. I was like, I'm not asking for another room. Like, I literally just grabbed a tissue. I picked up the little bit of popcorn, drywall, whatever the fuck spackle it is, and I threw it away. And it's still dusty, crusty, a little there on the floor. Whatever, I don't care. There was nothing else gross anywhere. I just let it be. Just let it be. Not easy to get photos at Fan Expo, that's for sure. I truly had to get creative in finding spots. Not easy at all. Not easy at all. C2 has that beautiful just open area before you really walk into the convention that has the sign and it has the natural lighting. Like it's great. Have I met Luigi PS3, known as Lorian? I have not met her. I have been in an event with her before, but I actually was a little too nervous to introduce myself. Roman Reigns or Kay? Who's Kay? Kevin Owens? Carmen Petrovic? I don't even know. Do you think CM Punk will regain the World Heavyweight Championship? Maybe at some point. Maybe at some point. Maybe, baby. Why is the internet not working? I paid extra to have good internet, and I do not have it. I'm so ready to go home. Were there any other wrestling streamers there too? No. No, I was the only one. I'm the only one that lives I'm the only one that lives near Chicago, I think. There's so many streamers now. I honestly don't really know. When I think of the streamers, I think of the ones that I know, but there's so many that I don't know. It's probably dry paint on the ceiling that hardened and flakes fell to the floor. I really don't care. I don't care. Wheezy, who's going to be the WWE 2K26 front cover? I don't know. I'm not sure. Who the hell was it last year? I don't even remember. Roman Reigns. It was the bloodline and all that. Oh, we already had Cody. Could have CM Punk again. They could do... They already did Rhea recently. They did Naomi would be a good one, depending whatever the hell is happening with them. Jay. Just Jay. Gunther. Any thoughts on the abrupt ending to the Waller and Theory tag team? I don't have any thoughts on it, no. I don't have any thoughts on it. All I can say is that the tag division has been frustrating to me for a while, so it is what it is. It is what it is. At Fan X in Utah, Trish Stratus, Lita, Sting, Mick Foley, and Ric Flair are all going to be there. Are you going to go? Don't stay up too late and miss that free hotel breakfast. Is there free hotel breakfast? I don't even know. Don't tell me what to do. What's next for our tribal chief regarding the next exip? I think what's next is he's going to get a job at Lowe's. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about me. I'm the tribal chief at the next expo? Well, I don't have one on the calendar right now. I was trying to look up New York City Comic Con, and the internet's not working, which is hilarious. Oh, now it's working. That's great. You don't even know if I'm gonna go. I want to. Well, you do have to pay to do those meets and everything. So, if that's something you would like to do it. Artist and creator. I don't feel like that's what I want. Wheezy, what's your favorite 3 Days Grace song? I like Just Like You. Just Like You stands out. Never Too Late. Do you think Mercedes Moné is gonna return at the 2027 Royal Rumble? I personally, as a fan, do not think more than one PLE ahead of time. We are not even to the last big four of the year. We are not even to Survivor Series yet. I'm sure that they are already deciding what's happening at Royal Rumble. I do not want to think about next year yet. I don't want to think there yet. I want to stay where I am right now, which is trying to figure out what the hell's happening, if there's a bad blood or wherever the fuck they're talking about. Finn pulled out a demon doll against Mr. Iguana. Oh, a demon doll. Sammy winning a World Heavyweight Championship. I could see them heading in that direction after whatever he's doing right now with the US title, but I don't know. I am not watching AAA right now, no. How long have I been on? Oh, half hour? That's not too bad. Panelists and partners. This year is already fantastic for me. Already? Well, I mean, we're past, gosh, we're more than halfway through. We're more than halfway through. Oh, panel. Okay, that's all. Iguana guy, high key, working a whole ass match with the iguana in his mouth. La yesca. La yesca, la yesca. Let's see, for industry. Press professionals? No. I don't want to apply as press. I guess I could, but I'm not. Who do you think is going to win men's Royal Rumble match and women's Royal Rumble match? Did you just ask me that when I literally just said? I'm not thinking about Royal Rumble right now. I am not thinking about the Royal Rumble right now. Crew application. What does that mean? Hi, Weezy. Hi. Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee. Thoughts? I'm sure it would be amazing, right? It would be amazing. I would love to see it, but I want AJ Lee to do what AJ Lee wants to do. So, if she feels she can come back and she wants to, cool. This mess low-key ticking me off. They are literally putting all the WWE wrestlers over. See, this is honestly why I'm glad I'm not streaming it. Because I went to this expo today, and the more that you get off of the internet, the more that you get away from the internet and you start talking to other people and you start, I don't know, seeing a lot of different perspectives and everything, it's just, dude, guys, it's draining. It is absolutely draining to discuss wrestling in the way that we do. And maybe I might just feel that way because I have succumbed myself to this like every week for like years. But it's just, here we go again. Do you think the WWE shows have gotten kind of boring as of late? It's just constant negativity. And I'm not asking anybody to like be fake positive or whatever. Like I'm not asking that at all, but like come on. Like come on. Does every waking moment of every waking day have to be constantly honing in on the things that we don't like? There already is just so much bullshit happening everywhere. And that's not to say, like, if I really don't like something, sure, in the moment, I'm absolutely going to say it, but I'm not going to actively seek it out to talk about it and make it a point of conversation. It's just tiring. And it's usually always something really, really minor and minute and made up in people's heads anyway. You're looking at it from a business standpoint, there has to be a give and take. I'm saying to bury every WWE wrestler, but give the other promotion something. I'd say using WWE talent in AAA brings in new eyes on the product and is a smart move. Both things can be true. Everything can be true. I genuinely... Can I order DoorDash on my desktop? I hate not being Wheezy 2 phones right now. Not having both of my phones pisses me off. It makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. RIP stream. What did we lose? Did I lose you? Am I gone? Oh yeah, I'm gone on Twitch. We're back. That was weird. It dropped you. Well, I'm not at home with my bitchin' Wi-Fi. You all lost the stream for a sec? All right. That's my sign to go. That's my sign to go. I'm going to go and order food and everything. Thanks for talking to me a little bit. You should stick with Denise Salcedo, Mini Portable, and Luge, known as Lauren Giuliano. I should stick with them. You know what? I respect all of the people that work in the space that I work in. but who I work with is obviously up to me. But I prefer, I will help out any of my friends. I prefer to work alone. And I've even said it before because I'm a mess and I don't like to make anyone else put up with my mess. If I'm letting myself down, at least I'm letting myself down, because I'm gonna be late. It's gonna be chaos. I'm gonna get lost, all of those kinds of things. So it's better for me to just have to deal with it on my own, and I'm very open about that typically. I'm gonna go order some food. You guys have a great night. Make good choices. Yeah. I'll answer this last one. Has it been refreshing not streaming and doing your own thing, or have you missed us? It's not that I haven't missed you, but I am interacting with the audience in the way that I do. Moving forward, I have to figure something out because it's not necessarily good for me. It's not good for me. Being told what to do constantly, being questioned the same things constantly, having people kind of try to interact with you in a way that is not even how I think, is me trying to rationalize why people think this way, and then me constantly having to explain myself. And that gets really, really tiring. It gets really, really, really old, especially when you've been doing it for years. And then, we also have the problem of people getting really parasocial, sharing information about my personal life, getting way too involved in my personal life, and it's a little much. So while I have missed some of the interaction and I appreciate all of your guys' support, there do need to be some boundaries, and being able to step away kind of for a little bit has been really refreshing. So it's okay that I'm not on Instagram. I'm leaving. Take care. Make good choices, kids. Bye.